started to wonder, and I wondered, which led me to wonder. I had to wonder. I started to wonder. I couldn't help but 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 wonder.
Fuck, who's leading?
I think it's you. It's been a couple weeks since we've recorded, so I forget.
Solid start, ladies.
Yeah, we're professionals. Hello, gamers. Welcome to Seagulls Make Do. I'm your host, Alex, and I'm the #1 star of the Clown Rodeo.
I'm your host, Stephanie, and I'm juicy now.
And I'm Sue, and I completely fucking forgot to pick a nickname because that's where we're at right now.
I guess we should say that we fucking planned and then rescheduled this recording probably about 4 times.
Oh no, wait, I got one. My name is Sue, and I'm juicy now.
Stupid, I love it.
Yeah, we were supposed to record like 2 weeks ago, and then we had so many things come up, and I got laryngitis.
Yeah.
And, so we're recording now, and it's good. You love to hear us, and yeah, of course, we're joined by Sue again. We've had you on before, so we already know your deal.
Yeah,
because we're a good friend.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we I mean, it's true that we are city girls because we were busy and then we also get sick. That's what happens when you live in the city.
No kidding.
That's what happens when you work with students.
True.
You're surrounded by disgusting.
And when you are a student.
Yeah. Germs and things. So, but yes, you joined us for season 4, episode 9, which is Sex End of the Country. So, that's a good one for you to be on.
Definition of country in this one, I think. But yeah,
they really do. But Carrie has a very extreme perspective on it. So
God,
it's
she sure fucking does. Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot what episode this was because it had been so long since I watched it, and then I rewatched like 80% of it before recording, and I was like, oh, I remember this all now. And yeah, no, she sure does spend a bunch of time in, like, a cabin that's perfectly normal, and she hates it, so.
I'm gonna be controversial and be a Carrie sympathizer yet again.
Okay.
But I guess we'll get to that. Well, partially.
You're valid, but only so much.
Yeah, I know.
We'll have to hear your arguments first.
Yeah, should we jump in?
Yeah, I
Sounds
think
good
so.
to me.
Yeah, so we start with a little voiceover, as always, about how Manhattan is a place to kill time at between the country houses, because some people have money, and they have country homes.
I guess. I feel like most of the people we know in the show, instead of having, like, a country home, would probably have, like, a Hamptons home or something.
Yeah, that's, like, the actual, like, New York thing, I think. I mostly know New York from, like, this and Housewives, so...
I feel like if the house is on a road that has a name, it's not a country house.
That's true. Good point. Good point. Did this house have did Aiden's country house be on a street? I almost said, did his house live on a street that had a name?
The town had a name, Suffern, so, like, it sounds
True.
like they're close to civilization.
Well, I looked up Suffern because I was very curious about this place and if it was, real and everything. And I mean, it is obviously a real place, but it's a town of 11,006 people in the year 2000, which is like about when this is set.
Is this Twin Peaks?
Is this Twin Peaks? And so the population is 86.83% white. And
shock.
And there's some pictures on Wikipedia, and it looks just very, like, old-timey American, which is, like, I guess cute, but not really to me. I don't know. Like, I can see the appeal, but I don't really care for it. So.
It seems to be more like a cabin in the woods.
Yeah, well, the town kind of reminds me of, like, like in The Notebook when they're, like, dancing on the street and everything looks like it's, like, 19 old. I don't know what year that movie's set.
Yeah,
what the pictures on Wikipedia look like for Suffer in New York in the year 2000. So,
Alright. Definitely our kind of place. Definitely Carrie's kind of place.
Clearly.
Aiden's bought like a little cabin and he's gonna take Carrie out there for the weekend.
yeah, Carrie's, enthused. She's just kind of like, I love that he shows her a picture of it, and she's just like, oh. And then he's like, wait, I gotta show you it fixed up. And then he shows her like it's like one of those pictures that's like spot the differences and you gotta look for them. And then she's like,
it seems like he's remodeled the place to look worse.
It does definitely look shittier afterward.
Yeah, and she's like, can you show me the before again?
It's really good. Yeah, I don't really know what he's done. I think he tells us some of the stuff he's done like later when we see the actual inside of the place. But,
yeah, it's all on the inside is the thing.
Yeah, and then he shows her pictures of the outside, of course, which is like useless. Why?
I have no fucking clue. But she's like pretending she wants to go because she's obviously, a city girl. She says as much. She's like, I'm a city girl. I'm crazy. I go to see late night movies in the middle of the week, which I don't know if that's a city girl thing.
She's cuckoo bananas.
Crazy.
Yeah.
That's bananas. Holy shit. Going to see a fucking late night movie on a weekday.
Yep.
Which you can do because she doesn't have a fucking 9-to-5 job, so it doesn't matter.
She kind of makes it sound like she would love to go, but she's got other stuff to do. And he's just like, well, I already thought about this, and you can take the train in to the meeting you have this weekend, and it's only 40 minutes away. It's not that far. I've figured it all out. Then you can come right back and hang out in my shit cabin with me. And she's just like, oh, I'm so happy.
Yeah.
It's good.
And then Miranda comes round, because I guess they're going to go out. And this is great.
This was a really weird way to introduce this whole premise.
Oh my god, this plot line. Like, okay, so Miranda comes round, and Aiden's like, oh, hey, Miranda, Steve wants to talk to you. And she's like, oh, he's not going to ask to get back together with me, is he? And then Aiden's just like, no, he has cancer.
Yeah, he has cancer of the nuts, and
he just says it so, like, bluntly.
Yeah, and it's kind of weird that he was like, he has some stuff to tell you, and then he just tells her it.
Yeah, he doesn't say, like, oh, no, it's not that, it's just something serious, and he wants to talk to you face to face,
yeah.
You know?
Yeah, that was definitely not his thing to say.
No!
I mean, I guess Steve doesn't really end up caring, but it is very weird that he didn't just, like, not tell her what it was until later.
Or even just saying, like, oh, he's having some health stuff and he wants to go over it with you, you know?
Yeah.
And keep it vague, but without making her worry that it's about their relationship. Like, no. It's just like, nah, cancer. What are you gonna do? And obviously Miranda's kind of horrified to find this out, as you would be.
Yeah, 'cause she still cares about him and stuff.
Yeah. But we move on to Charlotte pretty quickly.
She's doing some exercises.
Yeah, she's like, I don't know, what's it called? Like a bridge, you know, where it's like a yoga thing.
Pelvic lifts.
Apparently it's a fertility exercise, which I don't think is a thing. Like, your fertility is just like, there or it's not, you know.
Yeah, I'm not sure that's an exercise thing, but
I don't think doing more Kegels will make you more fertile.
Yeah, I'm not really sure what it can do because, like, the only things that are really going to affect it are, like, how many eggs you're letting out, or...
Maybe the idea is just to get, like, that whole area, like, strengthened up so you can just, like, slurp it all up in there?
Making it more absorbent by stretching the tissues and stuff. Like, just making it a real good cum sponge.
Oh, God.
That was my name in, No, that's terrible. I don't know. I don't think this does anything, but it's all, I don't know. She's married to a doctor, I'm sure it's fine. And yeah, Trey comes in, he's like, oh, hey, what you doing? I wanna fuck? And she's like, no, I'm doing fertility exercises. We can't fuck.
You need to save your juices.
The exact phrase is conserve your juices.
It's true.
Oh, it's so gross.
Oh.
I mean, I'd be fine with some of Carl McLaughlin's juices, but
he's juicy now.
He's gotta.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, I want to fuck. Like, okay, I'm not being funny. I think his dick would still work like a couple days after. I've slept with people with dicks, and they're like, hey, I know you still want to go, but once I shoot, that's it for the next, 30 minutes or whatever. Like, she's talking like she's going to be fertile in a couple days. Like, come on.
I mean, okay, so what I was thinking is, I don't really know enough about, reproduction and fertility to know if this is, what it is, but maybe only a certain percentage of the nut is actual sperm, and the rest of it is just, the pre-cum that doesn't, do anything? I don't know.
Soup.
The soup, yeah.
I
don't know.
God.
But maybe he's diluting it by blowing the sperms early.
No, you always you produce more sperm. Like, that's why fucking 8-year-old men can still have babies.
Right. Okay.
8-year-old men?
80-year-old men.
Oh, I thought you said 8, and I was like, excuse me?
Jesus Christ, no.
No,
80-year-old men
But
have
is the sperm count still as high then, or
it's not as high, but it's still there.
That's
Because
true.
you don't have a menopause. Like, you have a finite number of eggs. You don't have a finite number of sperm.
That's true. They just keep getting made. I guess
Yeah.
my other thought was okay, so even if she's not going to be fertile for a couple days, sperm can stay inside of you and active for 5 days after. It's going to get less and less potent, but it's not like it's being exposed to air or anything. It's pretty snug. It's if it's not leaking out, then it's
It's a vacuum.
I mean, especially if you're doing your exercises.
you can have sex that's why there's a window. It's not like you gotta get the sperm in there as soon as the egg comes out. You could do it 2 days beforehand and accidentally get pregnant. So
This is stressing me out, and I have an IUD.
yeah.
So I can't get pregnant, but I'm still wait, what?
It is stressful. It is stressful, but
It's very stressful.
I don't know. Charlotte he needs to preserve his juices, and but he wants to be juicy, and but Charlotte reassures him because she's like, we're going to be in Connecticut for a thing with your mom, and we can have sex there.
Ugh.
I really strongly hate that he calls her mother.
Mm. Mm.
Yeah, it is a little.
And all the time, I call my mother, but only
This is different.
ironically,
Yeah.
I'd be like, oh, mother. Also, big turn off for me when I'm thinking about fucking is my mother. No offense, lovely woman. Kills any sort of vibe I have going on.
That's completely reasonable, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like the combination of the mom and being in Connecticut and everything, it just seems like that's just a big vibe killer. I don't know.
It is clearly not a vibe killer for Trey, though, and
No, Trey is good.
I don't like it.
Vibe check.
Trey is the Buster Bluth of Sex in the City.
Oh, you're not wrong.
He's like a sexy Buster. That's it.
God, he is Sexy Buster.
Oh,
Ew.
Buster's always talking about juice, and Trey's juicy, so it's a lot.
He's like Doja Cat. He's keeping it juicy.
Uh-huh.
He had that lunch. Should we move on?
Yeah.
To Steve and Miranda having a little lunch in the park.
Yes.
And Steve seems pretty chill about the whole thing. He said he spoke to the doctor. He's going to have an operation to remove one of his testicles. It's very trendy now, apparently.
It's very hip and in.
Ball cancer. It's very, yeah. They say, Lance Armstrong and that Drew Barrymore guy, which I guess they mean Tom Green, but I do like flipping it on its head and just referring to men as whoever they're dating.
Yeah.
it is good to me.
I do like that.
I do like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he's like, it's fine. He seems pretty chill about the whole thing. But Miranda's like, oh, okay, so, you're stage 1. And he's like, what does that mean? So clearly his doctor is shit.
Do you think it's that, or do you think it's just that Steve's a fucking idiot?
I interpreted it as Steve just being an idiot, or not even so much being an idiot as just not actually engaging with it. you know, and just being like,
Yeah.
oh, I have cancer and I don't want to know any more than that.
Yeah, like he just checks out when he gets to the doctor, which, like, that's valid. I mean, if you're figuring out that you have cancer, like, I can totally imagine just being like, I'm just gonna dissociate and you're just gonna tell me what I gotta do and I'm gonna do it. And
this whole plot line happens so fast. Like, this would be so fake in, like, the modern medical age right now. Nobody gets this kind of coverage this quickly.
True.
No, yeah, he says, and he also says, like, oh, my insurance gonna cover anything. Like, his insurance is apparently gonna cover everything. I was like, I'm not even in America, and I know that's bullshit.
Yeah. He's a bartender. He owns his own bar. What the fuck insurance does he have? Like,
I was like, what insurance? I think there was an episode where Miranda forced him to get insurance.
probably.
Yeah.
Was it this one? Like,
I don't know. I feel like there was definitely an episode where she was like, you need to have medical insurance. And he was like, what's that? Like, I'm a baby.
it sounds real, so.
Yeah. So she says that she spoke to some of the guys around her office who have, like, had the same thing or, you know, have ball doctors, I suppose. And she's like, I'm going to recommend a specialist because this doctor clearly doesn't know what the fuck they're talking about. Like, oh, you know. And he's like, no, Miranda, I don't want to do that. That's my Steve voice, which is why I won't do it for money.
Oh, that was spot on.
I loved it.
Thank you.
It was good to hear.
And she's like, no, you need to go see a serious doctor.
Yeah, and
he starts crying.
She does make him cry. And, like, I feel bad because he has cancer, but I like to see Steve cry, so at the same time I'm kind of just like, it's good to me.
And he's definitely crying because she shouted at him as well, which, relatable.
Yeah, that's
true.
Completely fair.
Like, I don't feel like he's crying because of the cancer, he's crying because he got shouted at.
Which is kind of funny, but,
yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, at least he's gonna take it seriously now. Like, I mean, we'll find out later, I guess. But before we really find out what he actually ends up doing, we go to brunch.
Yeah, and Miranda's like, I shouted at a man with cancer and made him cry.
Yes.
So I'm doing good.
And then Carrie changes the subject to be about how bad the country is.
What about me?
She's like, oh my gosh, someone significant in your life has a very serious illness. Anyway, I have to go in the country.
This removes every single point she got, like, one single episode ago when Miranda's mom died and she was like, oh my god, I'm dropping everything about myself. I'm so sorry for talking about myself because you have something, it's serious medically going on with someone very close to you. I'm going to drop everything. Like, she has undone all of that in one sentence.
She's like, I did that last week. I'm not going to do that again. I'm sorry.
Yeah, things are really shit for Miranda in this last couple episodes, but
Miranda's having a horrible fucking time, and Carrie's just like, I have a boyfriend who loves me and wants to take me out to the weekend. R.I.P. I'm sorry. I'm different. If there's anyone out there who wants to take me to their country house, and have sex with me, hit me up. True. I'm single. I'm bored.
That's valid.
Yeah. And yeah, she's just like, I have to go to Suffern, and all the girls start laughing at her, so I guess it's a shitty place.
If it has a name, it can't be that shitty.
That's true. It's because it sounds like suffering, I guess. Like, that's it.
Yeah.
They're all just laughing, because it's like, she says this in an ironic Alanis Morissette voice, and then, and they all come up with excuses for why they can't go out, basically. I don't remember what any of their, oh no, Charlotte's going to Connecticut, Miranda has to go yell at the cancer patient, and...
And Samantha's like, I want to find a new guy to fuck who doesn't ask me if I'm doing anything at the weekend, so...
Literally, that's her whole plot this week.
Her whole plot is like, oh, guys really want to fuck me again.
Yeah, and she doesn't want that. She wants to have a new guy the next weekend, so...
Which, okay.
I mean, I get it.
Fair enough.
She's definitely fucked a guy multiple times, though.
She definitely has. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I kind of inferred it was more like they want to date her. But still, bit strange.
It's not a leave
so
the
she's
bed
like, yeah.
immediately offense.
No, but she's treating it like it is. Like, she's kicking them out because they say, oh, what are you doing on the weekend? Which is small talk.
True.
What are you going to talk to someone about after you just had sex with them?
Yeah, I guess she's just, like, that non-committal, and, I mean, I guess it's kind of, like, one of those things where if you do kind of have to pretend like you're going to see the person another time, you don't want to have to, I don't know, like, you don't want to have to deal with, like, letting them down. It's kind of like, let's just let this be, and I'll do something different next weekend, but it doesn't seem like it's enough to be a plot to an episode.
No. Yeah, then we arrive in the country.
Pete's there!
With it. And Carrie screams at a squirrel.
This blows my mind because there's no way that she hasn't seen a squirrel before.
They're in New York!
They have trees in New York.
They have rats in New York. Those are worse.
Yes.
And,
I
like,
guess.
And speaking as a city girl, I see fucking mice and rats all the time, and I'm just like, oh hey buddy, what's good?
It's
It's
so normal. She's very freaked out. I guess it's partly because the squirrel is like right up at the window in the house, and like,
well, wait, no, she screams at two squirrels.
Yes, she does. But like part of it, I don't know. Like, I guess I feel like in the city, squirrels are probably more socialized. So they're probably more likely to come right up to you than they are in the country, where they're like probably much more afraid of humans.
Like in the city, like there are so many like pigeons and fucking like squirrels and foxes who don't give a shit. And will just come up to you and be like, give me your fucking food.
Yeah.
So a country squirrel is different. Also, this annoys me because, like, I don't know, my half-sisters were the type of people who, like, you know, people who, when there's a wasp by them, will scream and run and cry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're very much those type of people. And my mother was always like, with me, if there was an insect or a dog or anything, like, I didn't want near me, she's like, if you scream and cry and start waving your arms around, you will get bitten or stung. So just don't do that shit and you'll be fine. And that's the thing. I don't do that shit. And I've never been bitten by anything. Or, like, I got stung by a wasp once, but that's because it was dead and it, like, managed to... I think it was in, like, a pocket of my, like, pajama pants or something. So it was dead when it stung me, so it doesn't count.
Yeah, like, I've stepped on a wasp by accident and gotten stung.
Yeah.
And it's just like, oop.
It's like, whoopsies.
Yeah.
That's it, G. I'll go to sleep now. But, like, if you freak out, then it's probably gonna do something to you. Because
really
you scared it.
I have a very vivid memory of sitting through an outdoor mass because that's just the kind of life I was brought up with.
That's Catholic.
I was extremely Catholic. And I was just sitting there and a wasp or a bee just like landed on my leg, and I was like maybe 8 years old at the time, and I remember just thinking like, oh shit, I can't make any noise. I can't do anything about this, and just like waiting for this wasp to do something. And it didn't. And the story was not as good as I thought it was going to be.
But they don't do anything. That's the thing.
Do shit. Like, if you just leave it alone, it won't do anything. Like, the same goes with animals. Like, if there's like a dog or something and you don't like dogs and you start screaming and freaking out, dog's gonna get freaked out and bite you. If you just leave it, it'll be like, okay, cool, I'll fuck off.
But could you imagine if this episode was like the squirrel freaked out, bit Carrie, and Carrie got rabies and she had to go to
That's what I was about to say is, when have you ever heard of a squirrel attacking anyone?
I think I used to be scared of squirrels as a kid because I think I read a story about a squirrel attacking an old lady. But I'm now like 90% sure that wasn't true.
You're way more likely to get attacked by, like, a crow.
Oh, I've been attacked by 2 crows. I'm terrified of crows. Like, horrified of them.
Or, like, even a fucking pigeon.
Like,
fucking
no.
pigeon only flew in my face the other day.
Yeah, squirrels are just so gentle, and they just are afraid, mostly, and just very cute. And they're, like, of the rodents that you would see outside for, like, a normie person who hates rodents, I guess. Like, those are probably, like, the most inoffensive other than, like, bunnies.
Yeah.
Well, she even calls it cute. She calls it a mouse in a cuter outfit. Like,
She does.
Yeah. I don't like how squirrels get, like, a clean rap, and, like, rats and mice. Everyone's like, they're gross. Rats and mice are friends.
They are friends.
Like, they're buddies.
Uh-huh.
They are 100% friends. Squirrels, I don't completely trust. but whatever. But yeah, she's...
But they'll leave you alone.
They do, and we got off topic very quickly.
It's fine.
And she's like, oh, I hate the country. Because apparently, like, Aiden had trained this squirrel to come to his door. He'd, like, left it trees or some shit.
Yeah, he says it's his squirrel.
I kind of love Aiden. He's like a weird fucking lumberjack
It is
man.
weird.
Yeah.
It's delightful.
It's
I
good.
love how weird he is. Like, because it's not brought up very often. But it's like, he's like, nah, I just made friends with a squirrel. What's weird about that?
Normal.
Like, that's fucking weird, Aiden. Oh, I bought a cabin. And then completely tore it apart and made it worse. Why?
That just sounds like a man.
It really
Yeah,
does.
true.
Like, I thrive in mediocrity.
Mhm.
The cabin is fine. Like, I mean, granted, like, this is like 2000 HBO television. We can't see how many bugs and shit there are in there, so I guess there's that.
No.
But, like, it looks fine.
There's a fully functional kitchen. There is plumbing. Like, calm down.
Exactly. It's not like they're, like, having to do everything, like, old-timey. Like, they have stuff. So, like...
We also only ever really see the kitchen.
Yeah, it's a very setty. It's
Yeah.
like a set.
Yeah.
I mean, if I were Carrie, I would... Because, like, if I were there, I would be bored. But that would just be my main issue, is that I was extremely bored.
Yeah, they don't even go outside.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wonder if there's stuff around. Like, if there's, like, a lake or a creek or something I could go to, or...
He says that there's a lake a mile away.
Yeah.
I think Carrie refuses to walk because she also is wearing heels.
She did wear heels to go to the country house.
Does Carrie own shoes that aren't heels?
No.
Fair enough.
And, like, she knows this is in the fucking woods.
Yeah.
That's weird.
She sure dressed up. And she also brought, like, a whole suitcase, which, like, I get it. I will bring a lot of clothes to go away for, like, 2 days. But they are going to the country where no one is going to see them. So, I don't...
Well, she needs to look hot for her boyfriend.
I mean, true.
Also, she straightened her hair.
She does look very cute in this episode. Like, there's some
Yeah.
winner looks here, but yeah.
I do agree with that.
I do. But they have sex because Carrie's bored. And then after they have sex, Carrie's still bored. So she just makes herself some Kool-Aid and vodka martinis. And she asks a question to herself. She couldn't help but wonder.
In a relationship, when does the art of compromise become compromising? I don't know where the compromise was here. Where is Aiden meeting her? Where is she meeting him? I don't understand.
Just like, oh, I like the country. And then she's like, okay, I'll go with you. And he's like, okay, cool. I'll bring vodka.
Yeah.
Whatever.
She's got a spot to plug her computer in, like...
True, there's electricity.
Yeah, like, I guess there's probably no Wi-Fi because this is back in the day where, like, you didn't have that, but...
Just download some video games.
You can
and,
still
you know.
play that fun pinball game.
I was gonna
Yeah.
say that, but she has a Mac, though. That was a PC game, wasn't it?
Oh, true. She does have that upside-down Mac.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Do Macs have, like, solitaire?
they must.
Maybe.
I don't know.
You can just take cards and play solitaire.
You could do that. I
Yeah.
feel like most people who have Macs aren't really gamers, because, like, you don't really game on a Mac. So, like, you wouldn't... I'm thinking of solitaire as, like, a gamer game, but...
What the fuck is up, gamers? Fucking Solitaire Expo 2019.
Look, this is me. I'm girl gamer. Yes, I play solitaire.
That's my speed run.
Yes. God.
That's like when I was on holiday with my parents when I was 8, and my mum was like, alright, shut the fuck up. Here's how you play solitaire so you can entertain yourself 5 minutes. That's it.
I love solitaire. It's really fun. I learned a version of one person cribbage, so I can play like crib by myself, and it's it's really fun for me. But I love one person games. So
I love solitaire because it requires absolutely no math, but that's it.
True.
True. You just gotta count.
Yeah.
I can do that. I can count to 10.
I can just barely do
You gotta
that.
count a bit higher than Tom. You gotta count all the way up to king.
You don't even have to count to 10. You only have to count to 9. And then you just need to know, like, royal shit.
There's a 10.
So it's fine.
There's a 10 card.
Is there a 10? Yeah. Oh, shit. Yeah, you're right. I can't count.
City
Anyway.
girls can't count.
You're
I
valid.
can't count. Samantha sleeps with a guy, and he's like, "Oh, what do you want to do? What are you doing next weekend?" And she's like, "Ugh."
And she just leaves.
Yes.
She just fucks off. She's like, she doesn't say anything. She just leaves.
She
I love it.
executes
Like,
him. And
how dare you?
How dare you try and make small talk with me? That's fucking disgusting. I'm going to cut your dick off now.
I mean, she's right.
Yeah, 100% valid. Then we go back to Miranda and Steve, and they're hanging out at her place, watching kung fu movies, eating Chinese food, and she's like, "Why don't you have the last spring roll? Because you have cancer." Well, it shouldn't say you have cancer, but
No, he kind of freaks out about it, too.
yeah.
And she is being nicer than usual.
She's like, "Don't be fucking nice to me." I mean, this is true. I've learned this from my own experience. Men love it when you're mean to them.
That's completely true.
Yeah, they kind of adore it. Like, men get pegged, but they don't actually get pegged. They get pegged spiritually. But some men do get pegged, I guess. But he's like, "Look, stop being nice to me. You being a bitch was actually helpful, and now I'm getting, my health sorted. So be a bitch. That's why I like you, bitch."
Basically. And then we
And then
go to Bunny
yeah.
and Charlotte.
yeah, they're in Bunny's orchid conservatory.
I hate this lady, but I love her deal. I want to be an old orchid lady.
Yeah, there's a lot you can say about Bunny, but her appreciation of flowers is definitely a good thing.
Mm-hmm. It is very cool. It's kind of neat, even though she's this terrifying matriarch, but
I don't understand her accent. Where is that coming from? Is that just what, like, rich New Yorkers sound like?
I think it's meant to be like a transatlantic accent, like Katharine Hepburn.
Okay. Okay.
Like in like old movies where they're like, "I'm talking like a proper person. This is me, and I'm an American. I'm from Connecticut."
yeah.
Which is, yeah.
She sounds like no one sounds like that unless they're old. That's the whole thing, I think.
Or me doing a stupid
Without
voice.
looking at her. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's me whenever I like quote Eartha Kitt. I have to do that voice.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
She gives Charlotte a plant, and Charlotte's like, "Okay." I also love when Charlotte walks in. Bunny has her back turned, and Charlotte like looks at her watch. She's like,
yeah.
"When the fuck am I getting out of here?" But yeah, she gives her one of these like orchid plants, and she's basically just like, "Oh, well, you're giving me a present, so I'm giving you a present." And Charlotte's like, "The fuck are you talking about? I'm not giving you a present." But she means grandchild.
She's like, "You're going to have my grandchild," which, I mean, I guess you will kind of infer by the fact they're married. Kind of seems like the next step. But, like, yeah, I guess Trey's told her that they're trying for a baby. I'm nutting all up inside her pussy.
They
Hurrah.
clearly have no boundaries, so, like, yeah, that's probably the case.
Yes, mother, we are having unprotected sexual intercourse.
I'm saying this as someone who did tell their mother about their sex life, but
Yeah.
I said it more delicately than that. Anyway.
Yeah.
She's like, okay, kind of pissed off about it. So she calls Carrie, and Carrie's at the drive-thru, and this scene totally made me think of Charlie's Angels.
Yeah.
And Carrie's like, "I had to drive all the way to New Jersey to get food because I can't cook."
This sounds like a her problem.
That is definitely a her problem.
Yeah, she goes to like some burger joint or something, and this is the extremely classic scene that I feel like, it's one of those classic scenes where I feel like you've probably seen the screen cap of it, even if you've never seen the show before, which is where she pulls up to the drive-thru and she says she'll have a cheeseburger, large fries, and a cosmopolitan, and
Yeah.
it's a very Carrie moment, and I do like it.
I don't believe that she's driving this truck, because there's no way that this truck is an automatic, and I don't believe that she drives stick shift.
Yeah,
Well,
we saw her drive stick,
Oh, that's true!
but she's bad at it.
Yeah, that's true. The last episode I was on.
Oh my god, was that the one? Were you on that one?
Yeah!
I'm so bad at memory.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, no.
Oh my god, synchronicity.
She can
Nice.
drive stick, she just sucks at it.
I'm only allowed on for episodes where Carrie drives a car.
Yes.
Wow. Damn.
Yeah, and she's like, I hate this. Carrie basically like, "Hey, can I come over to Connecticut? Oh, you can like come over to me because I'm fucking bored."
Yeah.
And And then Charlotte's just like, no, I need to fuck my husband. I need to get raw.
Valid.
Well, yeah, she also complains about how Benny's thinking of baby names and not letting her eat shrimp, even though she's not even pregnant.
Yeah, she wanted shrimp in her omelet, which sounds kind of gross, but okay.
I love shrimp, but that just sounds like a rich person thing.
Yeah, that sounds far too rich for breakfast.
Well, because she even says that the cook was going to put it in, but Bunny told the cook not to. And Carrie's just like, the fuck? You've got a cook? I'm going out to Jersey to get a burger. Yeah. But yeah, Carrie's complaining and Charlotte's complaining. They're both just not listening to each other and complaining basically at each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've definitely done this, though, where we're just like, I'm mad about this. My friend's like, yeah, I'm mad about this. And I'm like, anyway, I'm mad about this.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then, okay. So, can we talk about it?
Right. We're here now, aren't we? Well,
this was like a punch to the throat.
Well, okay. Well, first Carrie goes back to Aiden before the bad scene.
Yeah.
She basically, because Charlotte was like, go hoe with Aiden, because Aiden's hoeing, I guess. That's what they said. And so she goes and tries to help him out, and she falls over a bunch into the mud, and she gets all muddy and gross, and she's wearing overalls, and it's very, overly dramatic how much she keeps falling and slipping into the mud.
She looks very cute in the overalls, but it is a very stupid scene. I don't need to see her fall over into the mud 5 times.
Yeah.
And Aiden's like, don't hurt yourself. And she's like, I won't. And then immediately proceeds to fall
over. And he just watches her do this 5 times in a row and isn't even like, oh, let's switch sides or something. You can be on the solid ground. He just kind of fucking watches her do it.
Yeah.
Or he's like, you go in. Don't worry about this. We'll do it another time. He's just like, oh, you fell over again. Oh shit, you fell over. Come on, dude.
I'm starting to believe she's doing this on purpose.
Yeah. Oh, she's doing the Paris Hilton thing, where it's like, if someone asks you to do something, just do it really badly, and then they'll never ask you to do it again.
Oh, that thing men do?
Well, Paris Hilton was the person who taught me that, but men do that too, I suppose.
They do it a
men
lot.
aren't that smart.
For sure.
They're not fucking smarter than... There's no man on this planet who's smarter than Paris Hilton.
That's true.
That is true.
That's an extremely good point. I have known a lot of men who've done this, though, and it is so fucking annoying. But I think she's doing this, yeah. I think that's what she's doing. But then we get the real bad scene. Carrie's back in New York that evening, and she's back. She left her country home with her boyfriend to go have dinner with Mr. Big.
Ugh.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this fucking sucks. It's actual shit.
It's also the worst outfit of the episode, but we can get to that.
Well, no, I want to talk about the outfit because it's a deceiving outfit,
Yeah.
From the front, it looks perfectly fine. I would definitely wear it. I'm a big fan of a pencil skirt and a mini skirt and the color green. Yeah, she's wearing a green mini skirt with a white button-down shirt. It looks fine.
It looks fine until you see the back of her.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then it's a reverse bustle. Because it's all this frou-frou shit, but below her ass.
Yeah. It's hideous.
Not above her butt to make a bustle, which I guess would make some sense. And it's not a fringe. It's sort of in the space between her butt and bottom of the skirt.
It just kind of looks like there's a pillow sewn onto the bottom.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Or she's sitting on a cloud. And because it's shitty quality, I couldn't tell what the skirt was made. Because the skirt's satin. And then I couldn't tell what it looked fluffy, but also tall. I have no fucking clue who, it's a terrible idea.
Yeah, it's bad.
It's really stupid. It's not flattering at all.
Maybe she wore it on purpose to make it so that Big wouldn't try to sleep with her, because it's so ugly.
Yeah, I wouldn't fuck someone in that. Yeah. You look fucking dumb. You look bad, babes. I don't really understand it. I was a big fan of the outfit until she turned around, and then I was very confused. It's sort of do you know what would work and would make this outfit a solid fucking 11 out of 10?
What?
If it was a bunny tail.
That's what I thought it was at first.
Yeah, if it was round and on her butt and was a bunny tail, a Playboy bunny costume, 100%. That's the cutest shit I've ever fucking seen.
That would be adorable.
But it's not. It's like a pillow.
I would love it if Carrie went to the country and then she came back and she was like, I have learned from one day of living in the forest that I'm a furry because I saw one bunny and I realized that that's me. And that would just be so good if that was the rest of the show and she had a bunny tail.
That would be the most valid she had ever been, ever.
In her entire life. Sadly, that's not what happened.
Oh my god, it's a really stupid outfit. But, anyway, speaking of stupid stuff, she's out with Big, even though she's dating the guy that she used him to cheat on. Like, okay, I'm sure Aiden's really happy about that.
I wonder if he even knows. Like, they don't...
I doubt
I don't know!
Because it was like 1 week ago when he was like, don't see him anymore. I don't want him in your life. And then she's like, okay. Except she didn't say that. She was like, I'm not doing that. And then I'm going to go behind your back to go and have dinner with him when I don't want to hang out with you in your country home.
Oh my god. And anyway, they're being quote-unquote friends. Because they're like, oh, we can talk about our relationships. It's fine. And apparently he's seeing, this, like, I guess, Angelina Jolie type. She's an actress. She wears red panties. She's hot.
He sure does try to give her an exact play-by-play.
Yeah. He's like, oh, yeah, it was its premiere and she asked me for a cigarette. And then I got home and she's wearing red panties and I took them off and I fucked her. And Carrie's like, okay, that's gross.
Yeah, her name is also Willow Summers, which is my favorite Buffy headcanon. And, yeah... It's a lot. Like, she really didn't need to say that.
And he's like, I'm in love.
So much. Yeah.
Okay.
And Carrie's like, no, you're just fucking someone famous and hot.
I don't think Big has experienced love in his life. I don't think he knows what that is.
I think he's Patrick Bateman, from American Psycho, and I think he does not have feelings. And I think he fed a cat to an ATM machine.
I think so.
Yeah. Anyway, Carrie walks home in her stupid fucking little frou-frou skirt, and then she sees a poster starring Willow Summers, and she looks at it very intently, like, oh, this is we shared the same dick, that's cool. And then a rat comes along, so she screams again. Mm-hmm. And she's like, oh my god, the sea has animals too, I never noticed this.
She's never noticed a rat before in her life, and suddenly she's like, gotta go back to the country where the rats are cuter, and they're squirrels.
Yeah. So she goes, and Sam's there because she wants to be away from the men.
I mean, that is one of the more valid reasons to go to the country.
True.
But then she sees a boy with his titty out. And she's like, I'm gonna go get fucked.
Yeah, nothing more comfortable than wearing overalls with nothing under.
Yeah.
Just denim on your entire body.
He's 100%. Sue, you're so smart, because he's 100% freeballing it.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Aiden's like, oh yeah, that's my neighbor. He moved out here. Which he's not even like a genuine city boy. He moved out there from country boy. He moved out there from the city, which is why I think he's wearing denim.
Absolutely.
Yeah, amateur move.
Amateur fucking move. And she goes, can we talk about her
Oh my
outfit?
god, this was so, like, galaxy brain, country girl, like, what was the hat? That wasn't actually, like...
It's like a bandana, like a pink bandana, kind of, I think.
No, the little blue, like, it was somewhere between, like, a cowboy hat and a fedora, but it was, like, squished onto her head.
And a fedora and, like, a bucket hat. Like, because it was floppy. Like, it wasn't, like, stiff.
Uh-huh.
It was really weird. And she's got that. She got, like, a weird shitty cowboy hat, which she obviously just, like, found and put on. And then... like, he looks like a child's one. It's also incredibly small.
Mm-hmm. I need to know this. Okay, so they're allegedly in the country. Aiden's country house is not on any kind of farmland that I can tell. It's in the forest.
No.
But this guy has cows, and he was riding a track. So I'm really confused. I'm getting really mixed messages about what kind of country this is. Like, are they just out in the boonies, or is this, like, farm? Like, I have no fucking idea.
I think it's, like, some fucking, Welcome to the Night Vale shit, and it doesn't physically make sense. Like, you know when you're in a dream, and you'll step outside one place, and it'll be, like, all MC Escher shit. I think they're there.
true.
Yeah, this is probably just Carrie's fever dream. Like, she's just mortified about, and this is what she's projecting into her dream that the country is like.
It's a Jacob's Ladder situation. The second movie ends with, like, Carrie, she died. She got hit by that bus from the opening credits. And sort of a dream, like a dying dream.
Sounds about right.
That's my headcanon now.
Back to her outfit. She's wearing like a hot pink shirt, which she's tied around her like bust, like she's Britney. And then like I guess like pink leather trousers.
And she's wearing heels.
It's a look.
They're open-toed also, which is like, really?
The perfect shoes for a farm. She's just like at this like bar and like, oh, I was gonna make a pie, but I didn't have any milk. So can I have some milk, please, Mr. Farmer Man? And he's like, yeah, you can go over to the fucking cow and milk it. And
Oh my god.
she makes like this scene. So he says, oh, have you ever milked a cow before? And she's like, no. And then she sees the udders and she's like, I think I can figure it out because it's like 4 dicks.
Oh god, please stop being horny about this cow.
It's so creepy how she's horny about a fucking cow.
Yeah, because, well, I mean, he does show it to her in a very, like, horny way.
Yeah, but, like, also milking a cow is not, like, jerking off a dick.
It's
sadly
very different. It seems a lot slower, and,
a bit more forceful as well. Like, I don't think you should do this to anyone's penis.
it did seem a little bit harder.
It takes a certain amount of like finger strength, and I don't think anyone would enjoy that particularly on their dick. But
No.
I don't know. Stranger things have happened.
I think you're right.
But then she tries it, and the milk gets in her face like a cum shot. And she's like, oh no, they usually get a warning beforehand.
God.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, and then she asks, is there anything else you need milked? I don't want to know what she did to his dick.
God.
I don't want to know. I really don't.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, then we go to Charlotte. This is the best scene.
Yeah.
Emmy.
This is challenging.
Yeah. This is sort of, like, more grotesque than anything that's ever happened on Game of Thrones. I just want to say that.
It really is. Yeah.
Like, it's more uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm.
So she's like wearing her little tennis outfit, and she's like, Trey, I'm ovulating. And he's like, I'm in the bath. And she's like, come fuck me. So she opens the door, and Trey's in there with Buddy, and Buddy's just like smoking a cigarette and reading a magazine, just chilling right next to the bar.
Okay, I was gonna say we need to clarify that she's not in the bath with him.
She's not in it, but she's sitting on a seat next to it.
Yeah, it's still very weird. Like, I don't want people to think I don't think it's weird.
It's definitely weird.
Yes.
And he's in the bar.
Yes.
And he's just not thinking anything
No,
of
he's
it.
just
and she's
rubbing himself down with a washcloth like nothing weird is happening. He looks up and smiles at his wife while his mother is in the room.
and it's not even like,
I don't even think there's any bubbles or anything. Like, she can probably just see
I
his
was
dick.
just about to say, it's not even like modesty bubbles. Like, his dick's out.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, I mean, yeah. It's a lot. And Charlotte is obviously mortified. Like, she just looks disgusted and turns around and walks away. And, like, the best part is right before she does that, Bunny's just smoking her cigarette, and she's like, oh, we were just talking about how you remind me so much of myself when I was your age.
Oh my gosh.
That's the most horrifying thing I think anyone can say to you when they are in that situation. So she walks out, she goes to the little greenhouse, and then Trey comes down. She's like, dude, that's not fucking happening. That's not happening. That's not cool. Like, if we have kids together, that shit's not fucking going on. Like, she's disgusted.
Yeah.
And he's like, this is the weirdest thing to me. He says, oh, it's okay because I was actually raised by nannies. So, like, my mother and I don't have the same relationship as if you, like, what does that mean?
He describes it as, like, he says the only interaction they really had was when, like, Bunny would draw him a bath and talk to him about his day or whatever, and that doesn't make it normal.
Yeah.
Obviously, bathing your child is something that every parent really sort of does if you're not a shithead.
Right, but that normally stops once the child can, like, wash itself.
Bathe themselves, yeah!
Yeah, well, Charlotte even says, like, after the age of 5, this is just not acceptable. Like, that's just weird.
Once you can, like, not drown yourself,
Yeah.
Yeah.
at least have the curtain drawn.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Okay, maybe this is weird. Once my sister was like, I want to have a bath, but I don't want to be by myself. So she, like, drew the curtain and basically made me sit in there with her and talk to her.
Okay, but there was, like, a barrier between you.
There was a barrier, true. I didn't see her naked.
Yeah.
But she was like, I'm going to be too bored if I'm in there, so you need to come talk to me. And then turn around when I get out, and I was like, okay, it's weird.
Yeah.
But then, as you've probably figured out, if you've listened to all the fucking 500 episodes we've done of this show, my family is weird, but we're not that
Yeah, you are
weird.
not, like, bunny tier weird.
No, that's not, no.
But the main thing Trey gets out of this, though, is, like, when he says that he was raised by nannies, he was like, I have never in my life had any idea or any thought or wished for you to raise our children like my mom did, or like my nan. Like I would never expect you to be the kind of mother that my mother was, and that's obviously not going to be something that happens in our house. Like,
Yeah, but dude, you're still fucking bathing. Your mom just saw your dick like 5 minutes ago.
Yeah, if he can't set his own boundaries, like, it's nice that he's saying this and that he seems, like, at least kind of self-aware, but it's hard to believe when he's not, like, doing anything to change his own situation. It's just uncomfy. I don't like it.
he thinks it's fine, so
It's weird. Like, I mean, if my mother saw me naked, like, at this point, it would either have to be an accident, I'm giving birth, and I don't give a shit anymore, or, like, I'm really ill, you know? I break both my legs and she needs to wash me or something. Like, I don't, it's weird.
Yeah.
It's weird. And then they fuck, because Charlotte's just like, oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, nothing more arousing than scheduled sex.
Yeah.
That really turns me on. And then they have sex on the orchids, and they destroy them.
No foreplay, they just... Ugh.
Get straight to fucking, yeah.
Ow.
I,
Nothing about this seems comfortable or acceptable to me.
no.
like on a mound of fucking like dirt.
Yeah, the whole thing is
Okay.
bad. But I guess Charlotte seems to be happier now, and that's, I guess, all we can be. All we can really hope for.
Do you know what this reminded me of though? You know that guy from Twin Peaks who had the orchids. And,
No,
like,
I
do
don't.
you not remember?
Is it from the original series?
Yeah. The guy who, like, he was the Meals on Wheels guy. Like, he was a shut-in.
Like the
And then
creepy
Donna
child?
went to see... No. Ugh, okay. Someone out there knows what I'm talking about. He was friends with Laura because he was on her Meals on Wheels thing because he was agoraphobic.
Yeah. Oh, that guy was a fucking creep.
That guy was a fucking creep.
Yeah.
And he had the orchids, and then Donna destroyed one, and he went fucking, like, buck wild.
Yeah, that guy definitely lets his mom take baths next to him. Or
100%.
definitely bathes next to his mom.
God.
So.
Yeah. I liked him, though. Like, he was creepy, but I was kind of
I mean, I liked that he died. But,
True. It was Twin Peaks. Someone's weird. I'm like, okay. I'm like, you're weird and creepy, but I'm interested.
yeah.
Not in a sexual way. I'm just, what's your deal, buddy?
Fair.
I can't say you're valid, but I
Yeah.
do understand.
Yeah.
It wasn't a sexual thing. I'm just like, this is a weird character.
Yeah,
You know?
I get that.
So then Miranda's at the hospital with Steve,
Yeah.
and he wakes up from his surgery, and she's like, you good? Have some juice. And he's like, all right. That's pretty much it. They're just happy together.
I think there's too much juice in this episode.
There is an awful lot of juice in this episode,
It's
but
too much.
what
Yeah.
like occurred to me during this scene is that, like, Miranda still so obviously, like, loves Steve, and it's kind of nice in this episode because, like, she doesn't ever necessarily, like, make it a romantic thing, but she's definitely, like, there for him. I don't know. It's just like probably the most valid character in this particular storyline.
And I think it does kind of show why they're a good couple. You know, why they work, because it was a bit like the first time they dated, it was a bit confusing. But I think now it kind of shows like why they work, because she's high strung and he's not. He's kind of a bit like more chill, and then they meet in the middle, opposites attract, all that stuff.
It does kind of show that
cute.
they've both like experienced some growth too.
Yeah,
true.
Yeah, no, they're good in this episode together. I agree.
They are. I stand. I ship them. Whatever.
Yeah, this is the first episode I've seen that Steve was actually like in for a significant amount of time, and it made me like him. Like, if this was the only context I had, then I would probably like Steve from this episode.
When you know that he doesn't wipe his asshole though, that just kind of
that's how he got cancer. How do you think it got down there?
Oh my god. I do not co-sign this.
No, you're the fucking scientist.
I don't know anything about anatomy, but I think that they're close enough that it could. I'm not saying that's how he got it. I'm just putting it out there. That's my theory. I don't know.
I don't think you'll be getting any grants soon.
I don't know enough about like butthole chemistry to argue, so
yeah, me neither.
Anyway, moving on.
Yeah.
So obviously Sam has been fucking the farmer, as you do. And she's having a good time. They're rolling around in the hay.
They show just about everything they possibly could in this scene.
I don't think that the people who like made the set for this realized how uncomfortable hay is to be on.
No, they've got like a blanket underneath them, but that's not gonna stop it.
No.
I don't know how much straw you've ever rolled around in, but like it sticks to you.
Yeah, it's not comfortable.
True. I used to go to this like play farm when I was a kid, and they had they were so bad. So they had like a hay maze, but it was made out of like actual like barrel
bales.
Were they barrel?
Yeah.
Bale? I'm so glad you're here.
Thank you.
A bale of hay. So they're tiny, so you have to crawl through it. And it was the itchiest shit in the world. Also, it was fucking a free-for-all. You're crawling around these tiny little holes made out of hay, and then there'll be other kids and you'll meet them, and then you'll just be like, you have to move. You have to go backwards, because I'm not crawling backwards.
Yeah, I've been in one of those too, and the idea of doing that now as an adult is horrifying, because that just seems like the most claustrophobic shit I could even imagine.
Well, that, and you have to be so suspicious of any, like, hay or straw bales that have been kept outside for very long, because if you get, like, any moisture in those, it's disgusting.
Oh my, and it would scratch the ever-loving shit out of me, but I would go through it every single time I went there.
I spent a good deal of my childhood sitting in the straw, and can't recommend it.
No.
Yeah.
There's also, again, I am going to bring up the exact same scene from Mommy Dearest I brought up a little while ago, where Christina is fucking that boy in the hay, and the girl walks in and she goes, I'm gonna tell. Because that's just what I think of when I see people having sex in a stable or a barn or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, the two scenes I never believe is, like, fucking on hay and fucking on a beach.
Oh,
yeah, true.
Beach? I feel like that's worse.
Yeah.
Like, the sand, I just, no.
Yeah,
bad.
at least straw is, like, big enough to, like, kind of brush off, but, like...
Yeah, if hay goes in your pussy, you could put it out. And staying.
Horrible.
Oh, anyway, then they finish, and he says, so, what are you doing next weekend?
Wah-wah.
So she's obviously disgusted.
She hates it.
She hates that men want to fuck her again.
How dare they?
Country boys, countrymen, city men, they all want the same thing. More dates.
Cry me a fucking river.
Yeah.
I can't. I wish I had that problem, but I don't. So then we go to Carrie, who was making a pie and is dressed like Daisy Duke. Do you guys cut out?
No, I'm just
Yep, I'm there.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry, I'm just really good at storytelling, I guess. she's dressed like Daisy Duke and she's making a pie crust. And she's really impressed with herself. And Aiden comes in. She's like, look, I made a pie crust. And he's like, yeah, now you gotta make the pie.
I can't believe making pie crust is so fucking hard from scratch. If she doesn't cook, then, like, how is this the part that she managed?
Yeah, I'm baffled by those.
There are so many other things which are easier to make, like make a cake or make actual. I don't really understand. I don't really get it. I'm sure you can buy a pie crust.
Oh, absolutely,
as well.
Absolutely
You
can.
buy.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, my mom grew up, like, in a bakery and is a very, like, accomplished baker, and even she will, like, buy her pie crust. It's just really hard to, like, get a good, consistent crust.
Yeah. But then the squirrel comes back, so she screams, as you do, and she drops the pie crust and burns her leg.
Tragic.
R.I.P. So she starts, like, getting really mad, and basically just admits that she hates the house, and she doesn't want to be there.
Yeah, she absolutely loses her shit. This is the breaking point for her. I mean, like, Aiden can obviously tell that she fucking hates it, like, the entire time, but she just absolutely loses her shit here, and,
Also, it's 100% her fucking fault, because she screamed when she saw a fucking squirrel.
And, like, they could have made it so much more realistic if they were like, there was a raccoon at the window,
Yeah.
or, like, something that's actually scary.
Or a bird flew in.
Yeah.
The window's wide open. Yeah, a bird flew into the place. It freaked her out. Not just she saw a squirrel, my goodness. So yeah, she sees a squirrel, freaks out, and Aiden's like, oh, fine. He basically says, like, you don't have to come. And she's like, I want to come.
Fuck off, you do not.
No, you don't. You just said you don't want to do it. Like, just don't do it. And she says, I don't want to be here, but I want to be with you. That's one thing. She's like, no, I want to be here. She just said she didn't want to be here. It doesn't make any sense. I'm getting stressed out.
They decide that they're gonna do some kind of compromise where, like, she'll come up, but just not a lot. Like, she's like, okay, well, I can come up on, like, weekends or something. Which, like, I thought that's what she was doing anyway. I thought she was only going up for the weekend, but I don't know.
That's strange. So yeah, they make their compromise, and then he puts some ice on her leg, and they fuck.
Yeah, that's it for them, and then she just goes back to the city with Samantha.
Yeah.
And they get their fast food apple pies, which they didn't have to make. They just got to spend $1 on and eat. And
they're delicious and individually sized.
that is true. You don't have to have an entire pie.
Yeah.
I get it. I like a McDonald's pie or something every once in a while.
Yeah, they are good.
I've never had one.
Yeah.
Not really a pastry bitch.
I like a pastry, but it depends.
Yeah.
And Samantha still has a piece of hay in her hair, which I guess that's realistic. They made something realistic.
Yep, true.
I mean, especially because she's
And-
blonde. Harder to notice. Yeah.
True.
Yeah,
just
hard to
blends in.
I didn't even notice it until the second watch, so.
True. And then we get the closing line of the episode, and Carrie's voiceover says that city girls are just country girls with cuter outfits.
Girl.
Which there's no foundation for this in the entire episode, but whatever you say, I'll believe you.
She didn't want or like being there. Like,
It's not like she learned, like, oh, actually, I kind of love the country.
that's what I was expecting it to be, is like her coming around to it, but like, she clearly hated it the entire time. She's like the least valid in this episode. Like,
This episode was fucking stupid, so I guess just, like, it was so bad. Yeah, I guess validity factors, let's rate the gals.
Yeah, right.
yeah.
I lied, actually. Now I realise that I don't like Carrie, and she's not valid, because she's fucking stupid and annoying.
Yeah, she's the least valid in this episode. I would say Miranda is probably the most valid, because she was the only one who had, like, a real conflict and resolution going on.
True.
Mhm.
She had a storyline, she had purpose, she was in character, it was good.
Uh-huh. And then I guess next is, like, Samantha, because, like, get it, I guess. Like, she...
Yeah.
She's trying to fuck.
Yeah, she sure did, like, accomplish exactly what she set out to do, so, you know, that's valid.
She also learned a new skill.
And then Charlotte is just kind of continuing to settle for whatever is happening around her, so...
Yeah, she's ignoring a fucking gigantic red
Yeah.
flag.
And then Carrie sucks forever.
And then Carrie does suck. She's just being fucking, like, annoying, which I think is sort of worse than when she's being a terrible person.
So ungrateful. Like, Aiden has always been too good for her, but this is one of those episodes that, like, really highlights that.
Mm-hmm.
I think just the fact that she, like, the first thing she did when she got back to the city was go on a date with, like, the one fucking person who she shouldn't be seeing.
Yeah, it's a fucking joke.
Yeah, that was not, like, a casual meetup. It was very clearly, like...
No!
It was gross.
It was very clearly romantic. They were in a fancy place, like...
She dressed up, they're drinking wine and having, like, a fancy steak, like...
It's a bad idea. It's a bad fucking idea.
Yeah, well, my rankings are the same, so...
Yeah, I was gonna say, I'm pretty sure we're all in agreement with rankings, so Jesus Christ.
Samantha and Charlotte are both kind of close for me, because they were both kind of, like, whatever in the episode, and I just didn't really care that much, but otherwise it's like, yeah, Carrie and Miranda are, like, pretty locked as, like, last and first, so.
Yeah, for sure.
I feel like we can take this to questions, then. So.
Yeah, we have 2 questions.
Sure do. So if you want to send us questions, you can send them to citygirlsmakedo.tumblr.com/ask.
Oh, happy weed minute, ladies.
Oh, happy weed minute.
Happy
West Coast weed minute.
Okay, so if you're listening to this, you have to light up a big fucking fat blunt.
Yeah.
Okay, anyway, so our first question is from friend of the show, Leaf Crunch on Tumblr, aka Alex Leaf Crunch, which is weird to be like, oh, they're Leaf Crunch on Tumblr, but also our friend Alex Leaf Crunch.
Hi, Alex.
She's also, like, former guest of the show as well.
Former guest of the show, we have to say her full name, which is Alex Leaf Crunch.
Yeah.
So, this... And she asks, for Sue, what's a common way to make do in the country that you never realised wasn't normal? Wasn't the normal way to do it until you became a sea slicker?
Okay, yeah. So I grew up on a farm, like, on a reservation, so, like, lots of open land and just, like, you know, no, like, garbage pickup, right? So until I was, like, 15, everybody I knew burned their garbage in a barrel outside. Like, just ours was maybe 50 feet from my front door. We would just go out there and dump all of our trash into a barrel and burn it right there. And that was just normalcy for me until I moved to the city and realized that, oh, maybe that's not the best.
That's nasty.
You move into an apartment and you're like, where's the fire? Where's the garbage fire pit in this apartment?
That's the fire pit. Why doesn't everywhere smell like burning garbage?
That's so good, though.
So bad.
Oh my god.
Holy
So,
shit.
like,
yeah,
it always either smelled, you know, like burning garbage or like cows. So that was my upbringing.
Oh, no. And I think the piss of London buses is bad.
Yeah.
People piss on the bus?
Oh, I was on the bus, like, the other day, and it smelled like
that
piss.
sounds like Seattle, too.
Like, I know that, yeah. I mean, I'm used to, like, going to cities that have, like, subways and having, like, the subway stations smell like piss, because people just piss in the station.
Oh, people piss on the subway.
But not on the subway.
I vomited. Like, well, on the stations, I vomited in a tube station, which, like, haven't we all?
I mean, I've thrown up on the bus twice before. It's normal.
It's fine. If you haven't thrown up in public transport, then
it's part of being a city girl.
Unsubscribe.
Then fuck you if you haven't. So,
but I've never thought about, like, yeah, but that is a good point. I never really thought about where trash would go. Because you wouldn't have. Oh my god, yeah, you wouldn't have pickup. That's wild.
Yeah, I can't imagine what any, like, better solution to that would have been, but god, the emissions alone.
True.
No,
well,
I guess just, like, driving it to the dump. Like, we have, you know.
Yeah.
That's true, but, like,
dumps.
The closest dump to us would have been, like, an hour drive. At least.
That's true.
Yeah, okay.
I imagine you'd have, like, a lot of compost.
Well, yeah, that's completely different. We always would, like, we at least sorted out, like, you know, food and compost garbage just goes out into the hop field in the backyard, and, like, we did sort out, like, metal cans and shit, but, like, everything else got burned.
Mm-hmm. Makes sense.
Yeah, that does make sense. Anything else?
I don't know, like, there's a lot about my childhood that is quite abnormal, but I think that's due more to, like, growing up on the res itself and not necessarily just, like, a factor of being a country girl. Like,
Yeah,
like
that's
you
fair.
get very used to, like, people out on horses. That's just really normal. Like, 10-year-olds driving the truck into town is completely normal. There's one sheriff,
That's very Brittany.
you know his name, and he looks the other way when you're driving the car into town when you're 10 years old.
You're 10?
Uh-huh.
That's fair. That's fair. I don't know if I could do it after you said you just see people riding horses everywhere. Like, we'll be driving and Matt will literally tell me to not look in a direction if there's horses in a field to, like, save me from having to see them.
Yeah, I mean, it's, like, increasingly less often now because, like, horses are expensive, but
True.
definitely not abnormal.
Yeah, they're also ugly, so...
I'm sorry, I can't share your opinion, but you are valid.
They're just terrifying and too big and too smart, and I hate
They
to
are
see
too
them.
big, and, like, they definitely... I still have, like, a healthy respect for, like, their size and power, but, like, it helps to be...
Oh, yeah, you have to...
like, grow up with them. And, like, I grew up, like, wrestling
have to-
sheep and shit, so, like, I don't know, the whole livestock lifestyle isn't all that weird to me. I'm more scared of cows
That's
than I
true.
am
You have
of
to-
horses, to be honest.
You have to respect the beast, you know?
Yeah.
I refuse. I respect cows, though. I respect, like, pretty much every other farm animal.
I 100%
Yeah.
respect cows.
Yes,
They do a lot for us.
they do.
And we don't treat them very nicely.
No.
It sucks.
Unless I grew up
Anyway.
doing, like, livestock shows, and those cows live the life.
Nice.
Yeah, that's true. Those cows are good. Like, I mean, the ones you eat, that's good. But, like, yeah, I feel like in another life I was a livestock cow.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I feel like most livestock cows, like, live out in a gigantic field and, like, see very little of people generally. Like, they'll get fed every once in a while if the grazing is, you know, not great that year or something like that. But for the most part, they lead a pretty peaceful, hands-off existence until it's time for processing. Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Uh-huh.
Farm
Farm
life.
life.
Farm life. My favorite Blur song.
Okay.
Anyway, yeah, thanks, Alex. Our next question is from another friend of the show, 2x2 Furious. Freaking question asker. And they have this to say: if you caught your partner, real or otherwise, in the bath with their mum, how would you react? I think this is a pretty easy question to answer.
I do love the idea that you have, like, an imaginary partner and you, like, went into the bathroom and they were having a bath and their mom was, like, next to them. And
I
this
feel
is, like, a
maybe
scenario you're coming up with in your head. And
I feel like maybe this is for me because I'm single.
I mean, it's true, but but just the idea of the situation happening to, I mean, I guess it's like maybe I'm supposed to think about, like, the actual person and not just some, like, general idea of a partner. I don't know.
Yeah, like, do you
Yeah,
have to
I
contend
think
with the
you're
fact
meant-
that this person, number one, exists and, like, is physically in a bathtub in front of you, and then react to their mother being there, or is it the other way around?
Because, like,
I mean, I think
yeah.
for you to, like, use your actual
Yeah,
real life
fair.
boyfriends in this scenario.
I think I'd probably just leave.
Yeah.
I think I'd probably just close the door and turn around and get in my car and drive until I run out of gas and deal with it from there.
It's, I don't know. I'd be like, I'm gonna go. I'd probably do the same thing as Charlotte.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. What, I have sex with him after?
No, not that part. The part where she looked disgusted and walked away.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think that is the reaction.
Yeah.
Like, that's the one. There's not really any other way to react. I think I'd be like, what the
Uh-huh.
fuck, dude? I think I would call them out on it and be like, this is gross. This is very Oedipal.
You walk in and
No,
you're like,
my-
the fuck, dude? Is your dick out and everything? What the hell? Like, your mom's right there. Like, what the fuck doing? And then you just start laughing.
I probably would laugh, to be honest. Like, that, I'm definitely one of those people who reacts to, like, being uncomfortable with laughter, so...
And I always call my partners dude. I'm like, what the fuck, dude? Like, I just become a valley girl as soon as I'm in a relationship.
Bruh.
Bruh. I do say bruv sometimes, or mate. So I'd be like, what the fuck, mate?
Bruv? Like, bruvna.
Bruvna.
Yeah.
Hello, governor. Hello, bruvna.
Yeah, exactly.
No, I'd just be like, what the fuck? We're not together anymore. And then I think I would, like, contemplate, I guess, because if I tell anyone, that's social suicide. So I'd be like, do I kill myself in the honorable way, like a Japanese samurai? Or do I just, leave and become a hermit in a cave somewhere?
Maybe this is a wild thing to say, but I don't know that this is necessarily, like, a deal breaker, but it certainly warrants, like, a very serious conversation, at the very least.
Yeah, like, I think it's kind of, like, similar to the Steve Shitstain thing.
Yeah.
Where it's like, you gotta just sit him down and be like, the fuck, and just bully it out of him.
I mean, okay. Maybe once I've got over the initial shock, I might be like, what's your relationship like? Like, is everything cool?
Yeah, sometimes people need somebody to tell them that something isn't normal.
Yeah, sometimes people do need to be like, this isn't normal. Whether or not I stick around, I guess, is sort of up to them.
I mean, we all learned that you don't burn your garbage at some point in your life, right? Like...
True.
Yeah, I guess bathing with your mother is the same as burning garbage. Really bad idea for the environment and for you.
Yeah.
So I think I would maybe be like, is everything cool? And then maybe I would quietly leave. I definitely don't think I'd tell anyone.
No.
I think that's until I was very drunk, and then I'd be like, I broke up with my last boyfriend because he was bathing with
Actually,
his mother.
you know what? I
And
would tell
then-
you guys. I would absolutely
True,
tell
yeah,
you guys. I would leave and turn
Yeah.
around and pull my phone out and be like, y'all.
Yeah, that's extremely valid. Like the time you came into chat to talk about the guy who like took the pocket pussy and threw it into the garbage.
Holy fuck. Okay. For context, I live in Seattle, and I was downtown, as you do, and just walking on the street, and this guy, like, makes eye contact with me, number one, and takes his backpack out. He's standing next to a garbage can, and he takes out a pocket pussy to throw it away in the garbage can. And there's, a ton of people on the street. There's no way this guy thinks that nobody's looking. And I kept walking because that's what city life is for me now.
Yeah.
So yeah, you can either live in the country and burn your garbage, or you can live in the city and see someone throw away a pocket pussy in front of your very eyes.
There was never any hope for normalcy in my life, so...
No. Yeah, you would tell... yeah, I would probably tell you guys. I mean, I think I just put an emoji last time I was having sex with someone in our group chat, because I can't keep any secret to myself, so...
Yeah. I mean,
I was just...
same.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just like, by the way...
I also just have minimal shame, so it's kind of like, I gotta tell someone about this. It's very funny.
I'm really bad at keeping secrets, and if something humiliating does happen to me, I kind of need to tell, like, not to me, just something weird that has happened in my vicinity.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I sort of need to tell
Sometimes you
people.
need other people to know that it was real and that it happened.
Yeah. And you can't be the only person to suffer.
Exactly. Yeah, misery loves company.
I couldn't commiserate with the people around me about the pocket pussy, so I had to tell you guys.
Yeah.
Like, I couldn't just be like, did any of you all just see that? Like...
Yeah. And, like, I think the other thing is, like, I mean, obviously, you two have met, but, like, in my head, you are still sort of slightly figments of my imagination.
Yeah, that's fair.
Like, you're semi-real. So, if I tell you something, it kind of half exists. And then, eventually, I'm sure one day, we'll have a big meetup, and then you'll be like, hey, Alex, remember the time you said? And I'll be like, oh, shit, yeah, that did happen.
Yeah, everybody donate to the Patreon so we can buy Alex a ticket and become real to her.
True. Alex, come out this winter, because we're going to be on the West Coast, so you gotta come hang out, and we can commiserate about the really horrifying things we've seen.
I think we just lost Alex.
Wow. Is everything good?
Oh, where is she?
I don't know. Oh, there she is.
I'm guessing her laptop. Hello?
I'm back.
Hello.
I'm back.
Did your laptop die?
My computer's shit. Anyway, yes, I need to come out and see you guys, so that life is real again. To be fair, I think I maybe had too many head injuries as a child, because I also forget what people's faces look like all the time. So even people in my real life, I'm not 100% sure they're real.
Yeah, that's valid.
That's fair. Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I guess that's a good segue into our Patreon. If you want to fund, Alex to come out and hang out with us on the West Coast, or if you want to fund me to go out and hang out with Alex.
Yeah, you guys can come to London, or I can go to you, or maybe fund me getting private healthcare. Probably need a brain scan. Because I'm not sure what's real.
Fund all kinds of stuff. We got an election coming up, and I can pretty much guarantee you I'm still not going to have, universal dental care in a week from now. So donate to our Patreon so that I can go to the dentist.
Brexit's going to happen, and there's not going to be any medication. So let's help a sister out.
Gotta do it. You can give us $1 a month, be a hay mower, and you can get a special on our Discord. You can get the mummy mailbag. You can get the Looker and Nanu picture channel. It's so exciting. It's fucking
Nanu and Looker channel alone is worth your $1.
It's so good. I'm looking at Nanu
100%.
right now. I'm looking at both of them right now, and they're both just Nanu's asleep and Looker's in an orb shape, and they're perfect.
Oh, I love them.
Orb is Looker.
Orb is Looker, and Looker is Orb.
Love it.
And for $5, you can be a cardboard cut of a baby, and you get all the $1 stuff. Plus, you get a more special Discord role. Plus, you get a shout out on the podcast. Plus, you can submit Steve voice stuff. So, shout out to Dan McDawson Silva, Jennifer Snyder, Matt Ribeiro, Jesse Alachi, Summer Geist, PR the Disaster, and Siberian Pine Hardwood. Thank you for giving us $5. You're very sweet and kind, and we love you.
Thank you.
And $10, you get all that, plus you can listen to us record every week. So if you wanted to do that, you could just sit there and listen. You don't gotta wait till Sundays when we put the episodes out. And that's Patreon. That's patreon.com/citygirlsmakedo if you want to find us. So, and I guess we haven't shouted out the Discord in a while, but there's a link to the Discord on our Twitter, on our Tumblr, on our Patreon, which are all City Girls Make Do. So if you want to join our Discord and hang out with us and see the cool cat pics and the selfie pics and just
the thoughtful emoji.
And the thoughtful emoji is there. It's such a good server. I love it. You should come and join us. The link is on all of those. So follow us and find us.
And I'll say, if you're someone who is sort of new to Discord, there's not a million people in it. Everyone's very nice.
Yeah, it's a very
chill.
low-key kind of community.
Yeah. We got a pronoun bot now, so, it's all good. It's all fam.
It fucking rules.
It's all love.
I love the pronoun bot because it will assign you pronouns and make you pancakes. So
yeah, what more can you want?
Mm-hmm. Love it. So I guess, Sue, do you have anything you want to plug?
Sure. So I'm doing Inktober this year, and I'm so far doing a pretty good job at it. I owe 2 drawings today. Oops. But you can find that at my Twitter. That's Sue Makes Art. SU Makes Art. You can also find me on Tumblr, at least 5 lizards. Yeah, I think that's about it for me.
Hell yeah. I love that Tumblr name.
Thank you.
It's good. And I do love your fish that you've been drawing for Inktober.
Same! They're so good! The pencil crayon work you do is amazing.
Oh, thank you.
Like the shading and everything. I love to see the fish.
Yeah, I just bought some fancier colored pencils that will actually layer now, so I'm about to up my game.
Hell yeah.
Ooh.
Oh, fuck yeah. That rules. You can find me on Tumblr at Winfa Island, on Twitter at Age of Oddish, and I'm gonna be on fear baiting this weekend. So,
yes.
Oh, fuck, I can't remember how many Noise Space podcasts I've been on now, but yeah, I'm gonna be on fear baiting. So, that should be dropping...
Fucking mind.
You're gonna lose your fucking mind. I'm gonna lose my fucking mind. It's gonna be good because Sarah does fear baiting, and she has been on our podcast multiple times, and they're some of her best episodes. So I am very excited to podcast with her again on her podcast. Yeah, so that should be out like probably early next week. I forget what days they drop, but yeah. So look forward to that on MySpace.xyz.
And it's Shocktober.
It's Schlocktober. Yeah.
Schlocktober. Shocktober is the WHM one, I think. There's a lot of Tobers.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's great. I'm excited. Tune in for that. And yeah, if you want, you can find me on Tumblr at DorkPhoenix and Twitter at AlexTheVirgo. I'm not doing anything at the moment. I'm busy. Chilling.
You are busy.
I'm busy. I'm at drama school, motherfucker. So I'm being dramatic.
We love it. And
we do.
Yep. So yeah, we're back as usual next week with, I think, no guest next week. But we're no longer sick and we should be back on the normal schedule.
Yeah. I have half term.
What?
I have half term, so I actually could do stuff.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Anyway. Oh, fuck yeah. Anyway, I guess we'll see you soon.
That's podcast?
What the fuck do we even say at the end of the episode? We said, stuff, right?
We say we hate cops. We say
we do.
Mohe every day.
All cops are bastards.
All cops are bastards.
All cops are bastards. We say so long and good night.
So long, good night, like the My Chemical Romance song.
Blue lives don't matter.
They don't.
Mow hay every day, but don't fuck on it.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
And if you live in Canada, vote tomorrow if you're listening to this the day the episode comes out.
Vote, bitch. Your voice counts.
Exactly.
Gang gang.
Bye.
Bye.